Have you ever noticed that the people most obsessed with passive income are often the ones working the hardest, yet moving the slowest? We have been sold a vision of the modern world where you can sit on a beach in Spain or California while your bank account grows effortlessly in the background. It is a seductive image, specifically designed to appeal to the exhausted professional. But there is a fundamental lie buried at the center of the passive income narrative. The idea that it is an alternative to work rather than a delayed result of it. Imagine a mid-level manager in a city like Seattle or Frankfurt. You earn $70,000 a year. By all traditional metrics, you've made it. But after the tax authorities take their 35% cut, your high salary starts to look quite average. Then the fixed costs of a modern Western life settle in. You pay $1,800 for an apartment close enough to the office to keep your commute under an hour. You have a $400 payment for a car that is reliable but unexciting. Add in your student loan installments, your phone plan, and the high cost of social obligations, and you find yourself living for the weekend. You are tired, and because you are tired, you are vulnerable to the promise of passive income. You see advertisements for dropshipping, automated niche sites, or easy rental income. You think that if you could just find that one secret stream, you could stop trading your time for a paycheck. So you take the little energy you have left after a 9-hour workday and pour it into a side hustle that promises passive returns. The hidden flaw in this system is a misunderstanding of what capital actually is. Passive income is not a hack. It is the byproduct of surplus. In the real world, income is generated by one of two things: your time or your assets. To have truly passive income, you must first own an asset that is so productive it can replace your labor. Let's look at the math that the gurus often ignore. If you want a modest passive income of just $2,000 a month to cover basic rent and groceries, and you are using a safe traditional investment like an index fund or a REIT, yielding 5%, you don't need a trick. You need $480,000 of liquid capital. For most professionals, the struggle isn't finding the right investment. It's the fact that they are trying to build a skyscraper on a foundation of sand. The psychological reason we fall for the passive income lie is escapism. We aren't actually looking for a business. We are looking for an exit. This mindset leads to what we call the dilettante trap. You spend $2,000 on a course and 6 months of your life trying to build a digital business that has a 95% failure rate. When it inevitably fails to produce laptop lifestyle money, you feel guilty and exhausted. You've lost your capital, and more importantly, your time. If you ignore how wealth is actually structured, the long-term impact is opportunity decay. By chasing the ghost of passive income, you neglect the most powerful wealth-building tool you possess, your primary earning capacity, and your savings rate. You spend your 20s and 30s looking for shortcuts, while the person who focused on increasing their professional value and investing their boring surplus is now decades ahead of you. Financially intelligent people view the term passive income with skepticism. They understand that in the beginning, nothing is passive. They don't look for income streams. They look for equity growth. Instead of chasing an extra $50 a month from a complicated side project, they focus on reducing fixed costs and increasing career value. They create a gap, the distance between what they earn and what they spend, and they feed that gap into boring, reliable assets. They aren't trying to beat the system. They are trying to own a piece of it. They understand that wealth is not about finding a magic fountain of money. It is about building a reservoir so large that the overflow eventually becomes enough to live on. The biggest lie about passive income is that it's a starting point. It isn't. It's the finish line. It is the reward for years of active, disciplined, and often boring financial management. When you stop looking for the shortcut, you finally start moving toward the destination. True financial autonomy does not come from a secret side hustle. It comes from the sober realization that your time is your most limited resource, and the only way to protect it is to stop spending it on fantasies. If this analytical look at the reality of modern wealth helped you see through the noise, you may want to subscribe for more reality-based finance content.